The book, The Wisdom of Solomon, the Ethiopian Bible in English, Chapter 10. Wisdom guarded to the end, the first formed father of the world, who was created alone and delivered him out of his own transgression, and gave him strength to rule over all things. But when an unrighteous man fell away from her in his anger, he perished himself in the rage with which he killed his brother. When for his cause the earth was drowned with a flood, wisdom again saved it, guiding the righteous man's course by a paltry piece of wood. Moreover, when nations consenting together in wickedness had been profound, wisdom knew the righteous man, and preserved him blameless to God, and kept him strong when his heart yearned toward his child. While the ungodly were perishing, wisdom delivered a righteous man, when he fled from the fire that descended out of the heavens on the fire of cities, to whose wickedness a smoke waste still witnesses, the plants being fair fruit that doesn't ripen. A disbelieving soul has memorial, a standing pillar of salt. For having passed wisdom by, not only were they disabled by recognizing the things which are good, but they also left behind them for their life a monument of their folly, to the end that where they stumbled they might fall, even to be unseen. But wisdom delivered those who waited on her out of troubles. When a righteous man was fatigued from a brother's wrath, wisdom guided him in straight paths. She showed him God's kingdom and gave him knowledge of holy things. She prospered him in his toils and multiplied his fruits of his labor. When in their covetousness men dealt harshly with him, she stood by him and made him rich. She guarded him from enemies, and she kept him safe from those who would lay in wait. Over his severe conflict she watched as judge, that he might know that godliness is more powerful than everyone. When a righteous man was sold, wisdom didn't forsake him. She delivered him from sin. She went down with him into the dungeon, and in bonds she didn't depart from him until she brought him the scepter of the kingdom, the authority over those who dealt with the tyrant with him. She also showed those who had mockingly accused him to be false, and gave him eternal glory and wisdom, delivered a holy people and a blameless seed from a nation of oppressors. She entered into the soul of a servant of the Lord, and withstood terrible kings and wondrous signs. She rendered to holy men a reward of their toils. She guided them along a marvelous way, and became to them a covering in the daytime and a stayfair through the night. She brought them over the Red Sea and led them through much water. But she drowned their enemies, and she cast them up from the bottom of the deep. Therefore the righteous plunder the ungodly, and they sing praise to your holy name, O Lord, and extol with one accord your hand that brought for them. Because wisdom opened the mouth of the mute, and made the tongue of the babes to speak clearly. Oh, y'all, that was packed. It talks about Noah. Timothy, no. It talks about the flood. It talks about Lot and his wife. It talks about Joseph, and it talks about the plagues of Egypt, the crossing of the Red Sea. Did y'all get all the connotations in that? It's beautiful. And to tie that all into wisdom, of course, why wouldn't it be? So you all take care. Yes, Timothy.